What's up, business owners? Time to predict the top 5 SEO trends for 2026. SEO in 2026 isn't about ranking pages, it's about being chosen. If you're still thinking about SEO the way you did 2 years ago, you're already behind, guys. In 2026, AI isn't tweaking the rules of search, it is outright replacing them. Ranking isn't about keyword density or backlink volume anymore. It's about whether AI understands what a searcher actually wants and whether it trusts your brand to answer it. Search engines are no longer just indexing pages, they're evaluating complete brands. When someone asks an AI system for the best option, it's not scanning who has the most links, it's deciding which brands deserve to be cited. That's a structural shift, not a tactic change. For years, backlinks were the primary signal. Today, they're being replaced by brand citations. Not links for SEO value, but mentions in context. When AI answers a question, it references brands the same way a human expert would by describing what they're known for. And that framing matters more than raw link counts. A mention from an authoritative source in the right context now carries more weight than dozens of low-quality backlinks. AI evaluates 3 things when it sees your brand mentioned: where the mention appears, how authoritative that source is, and how your brand is positioned within the content. Being referenced as a leader is very different from being listed as an afterthought. This is happening in real time now, across every query with no transparency and no appeals process. That's why link building as a standalone strategy is losing leverage today. The better use of time is citation building, getting your brand referenced in places AI already trusts. Industry publications, credible media, expert commentary, reviews and sentiment across the web. AI is assembling an authority profile whether you like it or not. Here's the second shift. The second shift is just as important. Community platforms like Reddit and Quora are losing influence in AI-driven search. They were useful when engines prioritized volume and engagement. AI doesn't. It prioritizes verifiable expertise. And guess what? These platforms are easy to manipulate. So AI systems are de-weighting them in favor of content written by identifiable experts on authoritative domains. When AI evaluates an answer, it asks who wrote this, what qualifies them to write it, and where else they're cited. Anonymous comments can no longer compete with credentialed authors and consistent authority signals. If your SEO strategy still relies heavily on community engagement for rankings, it's built on a declining signal. The third change is more disruptive. AI platforms are becoming transactional endpoints. The old SEO goal was traffic. Get the click, move the user to your site. That model is breaking. AI systems can now recommend, compare, and complete purchases without ever sending a visitor to your website. So what are you going to do? When search becomes the point of sale, traffic stops being the primary metric. You want to know what the primary metric is? Presence. If your product or service can be selected, booked, or purchased directly inside an AI interface, that's where the conversation happens. SEO becomes about being chosen, not clicked. This also changes how paid media works. AI platforms are moving towards their own ad ecosystem, just like search engines did years ago. Organic visibility will still matter, but paid placement will increasingly sit above it. The brands that establish authority early will pay less later. The ones that wait, you're just going to be competing in crowded auctions. And voice search accelerates all of this. In voice-based AI search, there is no second page. Often, there isn't even a second option. One brand gets recommended. Is that you? Well, it should be. Everyone else is invisible after that. As voice interfaces expand into cars, homes, and devices, markets become more concentrated. Being one of the options stops working. You need to be the default answer. That's why keywords as an isolated tactic are fading. AI doesn't rank phrases, it evaluates topic coverage and intent alignment. Then content written to target individual keywords gets ignored. Comprehensive content that fully explains a subject gets cited. AI looks for depth, structure, and clarity, not repetition. And the takeaway is simple. SEO is no longer a technical game, it's a brand authority ecosystem. The inputs have changed, but the outcome hasn't. Visibility still drives your revenue. The difference is how that visibility is earned. The brands that adapt will compound trust. The ones that don't will slowly disappear from search engine results without even realizing why. If you want to stay competitive, the question isn't how to rank pages anymore. It's whether AI recognizes your brand as a credible answer. Follow for real growth strategies that turn attention into revenue.